Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Mickey G, and just in a little bit time, I'm going to be heading off to the shops to meet up with my friend, longtime friend and witch friend, Fee, or Fiona. I call her Fee. Yeah, she goes now by Morgana, and we're going to do a little bit of an interview discussing our past on witchcraft, magic, all that sort of thing. And yeah, it should be exciting. See you guys shortly.
And welcome to Dark Elvish Magic. Today I have Michael Gavin, as promised,
Hello.
witch extraordinaire, a very good friend of mine. Don't see him very often, but very, very powerful.
Thank you, I try.
So how long have you been a witch, Mike?
13 years.
13 years, and how old are you?
24.
See, age does not count.
No. So 13 and a half years, started when I was 11, turning 12, very young. I was always drawn to the craft, and then I got into it properly, and turns out my mum was also in the craft, but we do completely different paths, and yeah.
How many pathways have you explored as a witch in your young life?
A lot. Quite a lot.
Would you like to share with my viewers what are your favourite ones?
Okay, so I started in Wicca, so traditional Wicca, kind of expanded out, so like Dianic Wicca, all sorts of different paths in that, so the more traditional ones, and then I just went into mostly ceremonial magic, so Golden Dawn, reading up on their rituals and history, ceremonial magic in general. So I had a lot of books like that already, so I kind of went down that path for a bit. I've studied the Kabbalah, shamanism, all those sorts of things.
Okay.
And then just kind of blended them in. Some less known paths like dragon magic, fairy magic, incorporate them a lot. Incorporate angels, so Enochian magic. Yeah.
Have you explored demonic magic?
I have, yes. So there was a little part in my life, I was about 15, going through a very rough time in school. So, of course, your magic follows how you feel, how your soul is. So I went down a bit of a darker path and was exploring the darker magic in general, and went into demons, demonology, Satanism, just mostly seeing how they were and then incorporating them a little bit in my path.
So you're more of an exploratory witch,
Yeah.
who is not limited to one particular genre or path, but going on your spiritual journey to bring yourself into yourself and become who you are.
Yeah, pretty much. So I've explored everything intuitively, so witchcraft was my base, and then explored from certain paths to the next, and they kind of all flowed a bit. So having ceremonial magic before like shamanism and the darker paths really gave me a proper balance and guide to that, and without me going down like a full dark path, evil, that sort of thing, which can happen following dark paths. Doesn't always happen.
What's evil?
Well, like harming with intent, basically, deliberately going out of your way to hurt people or whatever. That, for me, is evil.
Like
So,
death magic? A lot of people confuse black magic with death magic, and they seem to think it's...
Death magic is not, to me, evil, because death is a natural part of life. It is the cycle of life and rebirth and all that. And in traditional Wicca and most other paths, and a lot of just shamanism and all that, we believe death is not the end, but a transition.
Mm-hmm.
We believe in the mother goddess. She's both what we call a womb tomb. So we go back to her on death, and we come back out the other side through her as her giving birth.
Okay, so would you ever go beyond that and stand alone as a god incarnate?
Probably, yes.
Yes, so you're open to more exploratory finding and becoming more of yourself. Interesting.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of work, especially through ceremonial magic, Jewish magic, so like the Kabbalah and things like that. They do focus a lot on the higher self and your God form, and becoming one with that physically incarnate on this earth.
So do you look at the tree of life as a whole tree, the upper tree and the roots?
Yes, so for me it's all one tree. Start at your roots, work your way up, and the way I found most beautiful to me is top of the tree, you got your fruit, your seeds, but the seed is what pulls it back full circle, because that's where the tree comes from, that's where your roots are from.
Okay.
So going from your highest to your lowest, they are one and the same, and that is your God form. Everything is one, and one is everything.
Okay.
And they express that in the tree of life.
To those who have incarnated and brought their bodies, their spirit selves into their bodies, and therefore they are God, would you do that? To stand outside away from that, or would you stay within the tree?
I would do a bit of both. So stay within the tree as like a physical incarnation who I am and of my God form, but also outside of it as well, you know, controlling my reality, other people's realities, that sort of thing. Making it as best as we can.
In some parts of the world they would call this black magic, and other parts of the world they call this white magic. What do you call it? What is your version and interpretation of what other people call black and white?
I call it magic, so I don't believe black or white. I've kind of been many years now gone beyond that, so it's all about your intent, so good or bad, not black or white. So black magic for me is banishing, binding, protecting, because you usually do it against other people's will.
Yep, sure.
So for me, that is going against other people's will, but it's for a good reason, for good cause, so like protection of loved ones, banishing an abusive partner, binding a criminal so then they can get caught, things like that. So that for me is black magic, whereas good magic is like healing and things like that.
Do you
so things you
consider...
do with permission versus things doing without permission.
Okay. So would you like to expand on that?
Yeah, so generally when you cast magic on someone or for someone, you get their permission first. So you get their okay in one form or another. Obviously best if they could physically say yes. So that would be things like healing, abundance, work, you know, things everyone comes up to you and asks for. So love, healing, money, that sort of thing. Whereas banishing someone out of your life or someone else's life, binding their energy to them and their actions so then they can't keep going. You're doing that without that person's permission, but it is necessary. So that is what I would call black or dark magic.
Okay, so would you consider binding someone to keep them by you a form of protection?
Yes, so say a child who goes out when they shouldn't do, so like I know in America a lot of kids, they just go out and join gangs, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. It's just how they grow up, rough childhood, rough neighbourhood. You would bind someone to you as a parent. You might bind your child to you to keep them safe and out of the neighbourhood. The binding would technically be called classed as dark magic because it's against probably that kid's will or intention, but it's for their own protection and to keep them safe. So, yeah. So as an example.
Lovely. So would you like to explore and explain your forms of shamanism to the viewers?
Yeah. So my shamanism, I do a lot of journeying. So shamanistic journeying, very similar to astral projection, but more intense and more dreamlike. So it's a much deeper version of it, and it's the difference is your physical soul journeying rather than just your mind energy. So you've got different layers. You've got mental, emotional, and spiritual as layers of your physical energy. So it's your whole energy traveling a shamanistic journey versus just like a little bit of your consciousness going. So I practice a lot of those, a lot of trance work as well I do. And in my journeys, in my trance work, I've contacted a lot of spirit, animals and plant medicines. So what that is basically specific animal traits or qualities or plant qualities of that whole plant and whatever the qualities they provide. So one example, wolf is very loyal but very cunning. That's their medicine, that's their spirit medicine. So you take on those qualities within yourself and then they become part of you. Yeah, so that's what the journey is and doing that sort of thing. And yeah, so you can do that with plants as well. So mine is lavender, very calming, but also, yeah. And then you can do it with stones as well. So pretty much anything natural. Yeah.
Would you consider gold and silver natural?
God as supernatural?
Gold or silver as the metal?
I do, because they do come from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
They're very processed.
Because
Tektite, I find it natural. So when I say natural, I don't just mean the earth and the things on it. I mean also like the universe outside of it. So tektite, same as jet, and a lot of people don't realise it's actually meteor, but it's still natural.
Yep.
It's naturally occurring. It's nature of the universe. And that.
Do you enter the void space?
I do. I do a lot of that in my shadow work. So traditional witchcraft, you've got 3 initiations. Your second one is going deep within yourself, within your darkness, and basically dying and being reborn as a more whole, more integrated you. So taking the darker aspects of yourself and bringing them together. A lot of that is going within the void within yourself. But then you can also journey to the void outside of yourself, so the void of the universe, the dark parts, that sort of thing. And it's still basically the same thing, especially if you believe like you are the universe and the universe is you, you're just one part of it. So either way, you're still going to the same void. It's just whether you travel outwards or inwards. Yeah.
I've always said, I am the darkness and the darkness is in me. I am chi, chi is in me. I am the void is in me. And literally, it's in between yourselves.
Yeah, so the void is just the space.
It's like dust, isn't it?
Yeah, so the void is just the space between things, the things that are hidden, not there, and whether that's within your own psyche or between the physical atoms themselves of your matter, whatever, like, it's still the one and the same.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yes.
Would you like to talk about your animal forms?
Yes, so I've got 3. So 2 of them are what we call stereotypes. So this is where your soul is not human, it's actually an animal. So I've got 2 Therians, which are normal animals, ones that are here, and the other one is otherkin, which is mythical creatures or extinct animals. So I've got wolf, crow, and dragon, and I can do what's called shifting. So basically, you take on more of that quality of the animal rather than the human.
So you're a natural djinn.
Basically.
A djinn is also considered demon in some cultures, and it is also when you become yourself into your body, you are God.
Yeah.
So you are djinn. You're a triple god.
Yeah. Yeah, you put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So you come across to these things by doing a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work. So the darkness within you, the void, bringing the light to those spaces and bringing them together as one whole. Because you are like you're dark and light. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. You're dark and light. You can't have shadows without light. You can't have light without darkness. Yeah.
It's a good way to heal your psyche and your personality that you're born with. So if you have personality cracks, I call personality cracks a mental illness, what the doctors call them.
Yeah.
But it's not really an illness, because often it's just a crack in your psyche, and a lot of it is also energies from other entities, spirits trying to get your attention. You need to focus, calm down and listen. Yeah. Would you consider that?
I do, and I also find like a lot of times people that are diagnosed with like mental illnesses, you know, like especially bipolar disorders, multiple personalities, they don't realise it's actually a person contacting other spirits or whatever. Not to say that like the mental illness itself isn't a mental illness, like a lot of times it is, but a lot of times it's also they've got these gifts where they can contact the other side, and all the other side is contacting them, and it shows up as that. And we see it as a mental illness because society itself is so pulled back from nature and magic and everything as a whole. And that's what this whole new age is coming to. It's coming back to that, coming back to nature and ourselves and our own magic, and becoming basically God again. Yeah.
So in ancient Sumerian and Egyptian teachings, there is a lot of the exploring to become your God self,
yeah,
and who you truly are, and quite an in-depth path of void and exploring your wings. Have you looked into Egyptian?
I've always loved Egypt, ancient Egypt. I feel like one of my earliest past lives was in ancient Egypt. I love the culture, I love the deities. My first actual deity that I followed was Isis. I love Isis. She's always like a mother goddess to me. I can always go back to her. So I do love it. I've done a little bit of the shadow work where following the same mythologies. So when I say shadow work and those darker journeys, you follow the mythology of like ancient Sumeria with the Nana and her descent into the underworld, Osiris dying, going into the underworld. So you follow those same paths and as rituals, and you come through the same things that they do, and they come out the other side stronger, more in themselves and the power, more God. So by reenacting those, you're following the same path of a God to being a God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you looked into nuts?
I have a little bit, not a lot. I work a lot with her Greek counterpart, Nyx. So they're basically the same goddess, but different culture. So goddess of the night, darkness, shadows, that sort of thing. And I love Nyx. Another favourite of mine. So yeah.
A lot of black magicians in America consider Nyx a dark form of nut. However, I don't see them as any different. I've actually invoked Nut and been given a sigil from her as a calling card.
Yeah.
And I remember a vision I saw, wings, and there was all these beings, angels on either side.
Yeah.
Whenever she flung her wings and she went to express herself, an entity or being would fly off.
Yeah.
And then they would come back onto her wings. I thought it was a very powerful vision. What do you think of that vision?
That's pretty powerful. So like a lot of spirits, they hide in the darkness or in the night and they come out at that time. So for me, that's her showing her power, her dominion over the darker world, spirit world, and magic in general. So they come and they go through her.
Yeah. Interesting. Is there something you really, really would like to talk about?
Not too much at the moment. So you do a lot of elven magic?
I do a lot of elven magic, elven magic, and demonic work. So I don't restrict myself to God, demon, angel. I just call who I want to call. I've been going by inner feeling, inner journey. I have had tuition in the last 12 months, which I'm so grateful for my friend who has helped me come so far. I just, if I had permission to say his name on channel, I would, but I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that friendship and kindness, because when I started my work into becoming myself, and then I came into my body, I didn't know where to start.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, I'm here, and then as soon as I enter my body, memories.
They come up and they resurface, and it's trying to organise it all.
Lifetime memories, things you did in previous lifetimes, and who you were with.
Yeah.
Yes, we're in the shopping centre filming because it's air conditioned, and here in Australia, it's summer.
It's hot as hell, literally hot as hell.
We're having what, heat stroke, it's a killer.
Yeah. It's like 40 degrees Celsius at the moment. It's insane.
Which is what, 90 degrees in Fahrenheit or something?
90 something, yeah. I don't know the calculations, something like that, yeah. It's insane, but yeah.
So, we were looking at doing only, it's hard to see the camera, a 20-minute video. We might just do a second video if everyone is happy to watch again.
Yep.
You have a YouTube channel as well?
I do have a YouTube channel, so I'll put the channel down below in the videos. I'm also going to film my own video at the moment, which we are. So, links to both profiles. It's called Mickey G. So, watch out for that one. And, yeah. Definitely part 2. So, let us know how you go. We'll meet up again. We'll do a part 2 of this interview as well. So, this is number 1. Watch out for part 2. And we'll probably go more into the actual path that we follow specifically. And
yeah, that'll be very interesting. Yeah. Well, we better wrap it up. And thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's been a pleasure, and it's nice to catch up with an old friend.
Yes, it is.
And see how far you've come and so forth, and our,
our experiences.
Yes.
You're just noticing my earring?
Yes, I was just like, I'm watching those. You've got the pot in my hand, and you've got a crow.
The crow.
Kind of my thing,
Yeah, my
crows
thing as well.
and dragons and.
Yeah. So, in case you can't see, I've got the hand of Panama, and I've got crow, and I've got it on each side. So I've got the crows here yesterday, actually. I was shopping with Mum and got them, and yeah, I was like, Odin's...
Morgana's crow.
Yeah, I was like Morgana, and also Odin's ravens as well.
Well, I'm pleased, as Morgana, I am very pleased that you're wearing my crow.
I actually walked in, and as soon as I got out of the car and started walking into the shopping centre, all the crows and all the trees all the way down the long car park just started cawing at me, and they wouldn't stop. And everyone's getting annoyed. I was like, hey guys.
I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Or you get one crow or some other type of bird, usually it's crow, and it stops a few metres away, and all of a sudden you hear these words in your head, and it's like...
Yeah.
It's when they come in different forms. Do you explore telepathy?
I do. So I do work. I'm a twin. I'm naturally telepathic a little bit. It's only one way. We don't really explore it much, but we know it happens. I do a lot of telepathy with my cats and my dog. So, because they're naturally telepathic creatures. Like really high, and so like they connect with me on that level first. So I talk to them all the time, and other crows and things like that as well.
My cat, well, my daughter's cat, she's always in my temple.
Yeah.
Like she just, I sit down to do an evocation or something, and she comes up purring her head off and she sits in my lap. It's like, I'm trying to contact Hecate. I've been told to talk to Hecate, and you're here. What are you doing?
Well, cats are a totem of Hecate, so yeah. She's like, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to contact her with you.
She's purring really loudly, so I'm trying to go into a trance, and the cat's going.
She's probably trying to raise the vibration and help you settle into that. So, cat purrs, they purr at different frequencies, and like one's for healing, one's for like trance work and things like that. So having 3 cats of my own, I've kind of learned that as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Definitely work with cats and their purrs, especially if they come and sit at your altar or anything. They're really great. And yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Michael, and we look forward to the next interview coming soon. And enjoy your Christmas time.
Merry Christmas.
With your family, your brothers, your friends, and so forth. And we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
God blessings, everybody.
Bye. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Mickey G. So I'm just going back home and from my interview with Fee, aka Morgana. Hey. And yeah, so we just had a bit of an interview talking about my past, her past, different topics, what we do, that sort of thing. If there was anything that interested you, please comment below. Let me know. Happy to discuss more on other things. If there's anything you want me to dive deeper into based on this video, in other videos in future, again, drop a comment below. I'm more than happy to have a discussion, create some videos for you, just my personal opinion on things. And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give it a big old thumbs up, and click that notification bell button so you know when I post more. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye!